friends and colleagues. And first of all, thanks to TiECON for giving me this opportunity. I think for the young entrepreneurs, my business journey will be definitely, I believe that it's a motivation, because I bought a place called TiECON, which is about 28 kilometers from here. My entire college, before the professional qualification, I studied in a government school and college in Pattimattam, that near the place. Definitely, I got an opportunity to go outside Kerala only after my pre-degree. Of course, the place which I born and brought up is College. Of course, it's a place of government contractors and the businessmen. So, in the young age, I got a lot of, feeling that to come up in the life, definitely you need a lot of hard work, and that way we can come up that. But of course, my family background was my father, mother, both were teachers, and of course we are from a very, very moderate agricultural family. So I was quite good in studies. So after my degree, I got engineering outside Kerala. Then I finished my electronics engineering and then MBA. But after the engineering, I went to Bombay. I got a job in a TV manufacturing company. Most of you, I think, all generation people will be knowing that, Onida. I was the manufacturing person in 14-inch black and white TV in early 90s. I worked for more than 1 year. Then, of course, my parents, according to them, the best job which they can offer to me is like a teaching profession. So they asked me to come back. I left again Bombay and came back to Kerala. Applied for a teacher job in engineering college because I did my engineering. But somehow, unfortunately, I didn't get the job. So after 1 week, I went back to Bombay. So I lost job, early 90s, you are aware that, job opportunity was very, very less. So I got an opportunity to work with a floppy manufacturing company to sell floppies, the old floppies. So first 1 or 2 days, it was little, of course, a technocrat, selling the floppies was a little bit difficult for me. But again, I was determined, and, I was moving in Bombay traffic as well as the train, and I started selling floppies. Then subsequently, after some times, I got a job in a medical device company where my real, I would say, that change happened. During that job, almost 3 years, I got an opportunity to travel a lot of rural places in India and urban places, where I was in charge of technical service. The earlier part, I was in the manufacturing, then technical service. I came to know that there are a lot of opportunity in the rural area or rural India, especially the field which I was focused in the medical device. It was a specialized area called in vitro diagnostics, that is lab diagnostics. I found that most of the Indian diagnostics was controlled by multinationals, where multinationals always focus or make their strategies not for India. They were making the strategies for big developed countries, where they wanted to implement their strategies or force the strategies in India also. So that is something I was observing. 70 to 80% was the market was controlled by multinationals, and I found that all these products was fit for urban areas like Bombay, Delhi, Calcutta, then again tier 2 cities, but it is not at all for the rural India. So I was just thinking that can we do something for that, because for understanding language in Bombay, big laboratories, they have fully automatic systems and even semi-automatic systems, but a small place in Eritrea or Riva, that sort of place, a small laboratory was running with 5 ml calorimeter, where the technician was using the normal pipette where she was aspirating through mouth, and where there is a chance of 50% deviation from the results from patient to patient. So something can we do that? So that made Agappe in 1995. 1995 we decided, and of course for us the capital was an issue because I told you that we came from a very normal family. So some of the well-wishers support, we got 5 lakh rupees in 1995 and we started Agappe. Initially 5 years or 5 to 6 years we were focused on the reagent side, that is the consumable side of the lab diagnostics. How can we reduce the price? So we started manufacturing with the support of some of the technical people. We set up a factory in Bombay, and we started with some segments of the lab diagnostics. There, we were focusing India. To cover the rural India, we need to have a big reach. So we decided that we will be having a lot of business partners as well as the distributors are concerned. We set up the distribution network, and by 2000 we have made a good distribution network with Pan India, and that level we decided that now we wanted to come to the automations, something we can do for the automations. And basically I told you that that was also one of the reasons, and we started the equipment trading in 2001. That is the time where a lot of changes were happening in the international market also. Then we were growing, every year we were growing, and 2003, about my family is concerned, I am the youngest son of the family, so my parents were becoming old, so there was that pressure also came because both my brothers were in Bombay or Calcutta, so someone has to come and be with the parents when they are becoming old. So I just thought that why don't we start a plan in Kerala? So I just discussed this matter with some of my friends, classmates and all. All these people were talking like, are you a fool or what? Because whatever money you made in first almost 7-8 years, if you wanted to, just throw all that, then better to come to Kerala. Kerala is a good place. You can come to Diwali or Onam or Christmas and spend 1 week and go back. That is what the impression about Kerala. But for me, I was thinking another way, because most of my colleagues are from Kerala, especially from Cochin and around places. And what I've noticed that they are all highly committed people. They were working with, or we were working together for last almost 6 to 7 years, and they're all very, very smart people. They were thinking in a different way. So this is an opportunity why we cannot come to Kerala. So that made us to come to Kerala in 2003. The decision came, but the first plan we set in 2005. And that way, we have shifted some of our seniors to Kerala that we started. Initially, of course, we had a lot of difficulties. That I always consider that in Bombay also difficulties were there. But the difference is that Bombay, everything was with money. We can solve the difficulties with the money. But Kerala, we were facing a lot of issues where, I think that ego clash, the people. But I was very clear that, there is no need. For me, there is no ego, because for me, the thing is that, I want to set up the facility. So I was almost 2 years, I was running and I was discussing, I believe that, by 2006, we set up everything in Kerala, and that way we started. But again, 2 main reasons, as I told that, one is that, my existing employees, but after I came here, I understood that there are 2 other reasons also. One is that, for the consumable, that is reagents, where 90% of the reagents is water. Kerala is the place where there are enough quantity and quality of water. That is one of the things we found. And second is that the people. Always when I compare with even multinationals or other states and all, Kerala, I found that the people are very, very innovative. They always think out of the box. when we put a solution or a problem, they will think in a different way and they will bring the solutions. So we have decided that why we cannot start a R&D, total research center here. So that way, in 2008 we started the research, we got research center, we got government approvals, DSCR approval, that way the journey started. Then 2011, we identified that there is a unique problem which we have identified in India. Because normally the laboratory testing, earlier for the heart problems and all, the testing was always substrate testing, where there are two basic multinationals, they were focusing on protein testing. So the protein estimation is something which can revolutionize India. This is something because India is one of the country capital for the diabetics, where some solutions we can bring it. Almost 2 years we worked on that, and we brought a special device which can detect about 26 to 27 proteins, that which we launched in 2013. 2014 we got a I would say that most prestigious award as well as opportunity to place this instrument in the Rashtrapati Bhavan. So I got that opportunity, to place this instrument in Rashtrapati Bhavan for 3 days. And so we could bring that protein estimations from the rural, urban areas, because the competitors, multinationals, their price was around 35 to 40 lakhs, where the equivalent product we could able to supply 2 to 2.5 lakhs, which can test the equal number of protein or estimate equal number of proteins. One of the specific proteins, we got many awards in last 4-5 years was HbA1c, glycosylated hemoglobin, which is one of the main marker for the diabetics. 3 months average diabetic level, they can measure, and which we became one of the biggest suppliers of HbA1c in India. Then 2015 we got many other awards again, and we started our second facility, which is one of the leading facility in India, and a lot of multinationals they started approaching us. The multinationals mainly they wanted to source from us, and they wanted to sell in India. So we started supplying to some of the multinationals of our solutions, and that way we were growing. And recently we got one of the prestigious award from CAE about again innovations, where I would like to tell you that again it is based on the HbA1c. Now we are focusing mainly how we can bring up that our laboratory solutions to the common laboratories. For that, now we have identified that some of the areas like pre-analytical, pre-analytical India is again not matured, because nobody cares about the pain of the patients while taking the blood, and nobody cares about the errors which can happen, especially in the pre-analytical section. We are working on that, and we will be bringing some solutions which can again give opportunity for the rural India. This is our focus. And with my experience now, we are about 570 people are working in Agappe, and my experience is that give the opportunity to everybody and share the ideas, even though the ideas are very, very vague also. Always share the ideas, share the issues and our success with our colleagues. Be open, that way we are growing. And I'm sure that more than all these things, our biggest advantage, and I would say that a special privilege, is the blessing of our parents. So that way we came up this. We have many roads ahead of us, and to grow that, I'm sure that my success story for last 10-15 years can give a lot of inroads to all the colleagues or all the people who are listening to me. Thank you.